It is development of responsibility matrix. In module number 3, we will see about the responsibility matrix. Now, how to develop a responsibility matrix and what is the role of to developing the responsibility matrix. So, anything if a team when they are working, that time it is very important to know what the work they have to do. Okay, and then only it is possible for them to complete the task, complete the objective. And for that one, we need to give a particular responsibility. For example, if when you are doing your project, you have three team members, and if you are giving a responsibility to each member, what exactly he has to work on what topic, then it is very easy to complete your project. It means the one person is working on the fabrication, the one person is working on the designing, another person is searching for some new topics, some papers and all. So what they togetherly they have give their responsibility, that this person is responsible for let's see the fabrication. Now who is the responsible? That person, because he is doing that work. And once you give the responsibility, then definitely there is a 100% of chances to complete that task. Otherwise, if all the three members they are togetherly working on the same topic, then it is very difficult to achieve the target within a time. That is the one constraint, and nobody take the responsibility. Somebody say that that person will be do, or someone say he is a responsible or he will work on it, and like that, and nobody work on that particular things. So that's why most of the times when we are doing a project in the B, that time we are unsuccessful or our objective is not completed, just because we are not, one thing is to plan, we are not planning, and another is we are not giving a responsibility. Okay, fine. So here in the project management, it's very important that when you are doing as a team members, then there is a responsibility is to be given to each and every member from the team. So let's see what is development of the responsibility matrix. Now, one of the term in the responsibility matrix, it is the responsibility assignment matrix, which is called RAM. Okay, to define the roles of the various project team members. Develop a complete list of deliverable for project. Discuss with the all team members how they will each support the work to produce the different project deliverables. And the lastly, it is helpful for the purpose of making sure that all the components of the project are properly assigned and that is resources are being used to their utmost advantages. Now let's one by one. So responsibility matrix, that is one is a RAM, which is called the responsibility assignment matrix. So it is defined what the roles of the various project team members. Now the project, there is a team members already in the planning and in the definition phase. We have selected our team members from the each department. Okay. Now the team are ready. Now we have to give the responsibility to these people. The person who is expertise in that particular department is to be give this responsibility. Just like if you say electrical part, okay, there whatever be the electrical part that is needed, or the electrical related equipment, electrical related work. Now the person who is a electrical engineer who is from that department is given the responsibility to complete that task. Now this person again have some team members, and he also give the responsibility to each member. Now, if you are working as a chemical engineer in a process industry, or to build up the process industry, that time what is your responsibility? The project manager give the responsibility of the erection of your equipments. Now, the one person who is from the chemical engineer, he know what are the equipments is needed and where to put it, the place that equipment. Then he is whole and sole responsible for that task. And obviously the chemical engineers, he has again have a different team members with them with him, and then they togetherly work on it. Now there is accountability, because the person as a chemical engineer, he choose for the erection of the equipments and the list of the equipment. These are the list of the equipments where he is the responsible. So he is accountable for it. So whatever be the communication between the manager and to the the engineers who is appointed for it, there is continuous communication between these two persons, and whole and soul the person who is give the responsibility is one person to accounting or giving the each and everything to the project manager, communicate with the project manager. So who is the responsible? That person. And it is very important to completing the task. If we are not giving the responsibility, then it's not possible to work out, or even we are not able to know which is the person doing that task. And as a project manager, each and every time he is not go to that place and just to see whether who is the person is doing that work. So he having a chart, he make a chart, and in that one he give the clear instructions and a clear cut mention that he is a person is appointed for this one, and he is a responsible, he is accountable for that particular task to complete. Whether it is a success or it is a failure, then that person is the responsible. Okay, whole and soul, that person is responsible for it. Develop a complete list of deliverables for your project. Obviously, we make a structuring. As I said, we make a structured, and on that basis, we are giving the responsibility to the people, and we make a one chart. The chart is very easy to understood, very easy to read. If theoretical things is mentioned, then it is not possible. But yes, which is the task? Say the designing. Who is the responsible for designing? The person who the team who is involved. Which is the team? It may from the mechanical part, it may from the chemical engineers, it may from various department. Okay, the people name is mentioned or the task is mentioned, and obviously that task is to be completed by that team. Discuss with the all team members how they will each support. Now obviously, when you are giving a responsibility, then again we should know what the task, which is the task that he is capable to do it. What is the plus point, what is the strength of that person to come that can be taken the responsibility and completed. Because when we choosing the team, that time obviously we are taking from the each department, that is the correct. But again, when we are dividing that task, just like in a WBS, we are dividing the various activities and the tasks. And now whatever be the task which we are divided, which we are activity which we are divided, now each activity we give the one person, two person or team to complete that task, to complete that activity. Okay, so after the WPS, our aim is to make a responsibility matrix. The matrix word you know very well in even in mathematics. Okay, you have the column and rows. So we make that structure, the column and rows, and we give the activities, we give the responsibility persons, and on that basis we can rate it. Yes, it is help for the purpose for making sure that all the components of the project are properly assigned. It means whatever in the WBS we are giving a structuring it, and now we are assigning that task. We are assigning the task which we are break down in the WBS, so that we can use the optimum resources, what is available. It may be the human resources, it may be the equipment, it may be the financial, whatever it is, but yes, we have to utilize it utmost so that we will get a advantage of it. The responsibility assignment matrix, which is called RAM, or we call it is a responsibility matrix, or we call it is a linear responsibility chart, one and the same. Another thing in this one responsibility matrix, we make a RACI. Now what does mean by RACI? What is the meaning of RACI? So R is called, so it is one type of the diagram. So just like when we are talking about a RAM, a responsibility assignment matrix. So what we do, we just give the responsibility to each members and we assign the task. We assign them. Okay. Similarly, in the RACI, this is one type of the diagram. Again, it is one type of the chart which having the rows and columns, and that diagram is identify the key role and the responsibility of the users against the major tasks within a project. Now we have a major project task, just like a designing, construction, architecture, then have the electrical one, instrumentation. Okay, so let's say these are the some the major tasks to complete in a project. Now we have to give which is the person is responsible. Now we are not giving every time the name of that person, but yes, the person who is being from the maintenance, who is from the electrical, who is from the mechanical, the chemical, whatever the persons are there, or architecture from the civil one, the construction is from the civil department. So we give the key responsibilities, key roles. What is the key role of the civil engineer? The role is to complete the construction part, a civil construction. What is the role of chemical engineers? If it is a chemical engineering, a chemical plant, then he is to design that plant. The another person is related to the new one. Even that person have a team. Now not it is possible that only one person is responsible or he is doing or each and everything, he has to design each and everything, not possible. Some persons is designing the exchangers, maybe distillation, maybe absorption, whatever the unit operations are there. So they are just giving the task. But yes, in this RACI we are give the key roles and the responsibility users against the major tasks within a project. If say there are the 10 number of tasks, and that there is given the key role, which is the what is the role of project manager, what is the role of process engineer, what is the role of the maintenance engineer, what is the role of civil engineer. So everything we have to define. So let's see what is meant by R is stands for the responsible, doing the task. Now the person who is doing a task is a responsible to completion of the task, to give the report to the people. Another term is the accountable. Owning the task means that it's the person himself is a responsible account means the for the accounting one. Third is the consultant assisting. Sometimes we have to give the assistant to the person, people, team. Inform, keeping the aware. Now we always communicate between the team members, we always communicate between the project manager, between the owner. Okay, so which is the task to be given, or which is the information is need to give to the PM, which is the information is need to give the owner, which is the information to give to the contractor. Okay, now each and everything we are not given, just like a contractor, say the construction of the building, for that one we are giving the contract to the third party. Then what communication is need to give, what to the things to inform to that contractor. We are not giving a whole design of our plant. Okay, we are given a certain task which is related to that contractor. So here one team is informing, and again they have to see for which information is to give to which one. Okay, so RACS structuring is that one, are responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. So these are the four things. RACI: responsible, accountable, consulted, and the information. So first, this is the structure. Okay, responsible, it means doing the task. This is the person, action, task, or deliverable. So this is the what? It is the person's action, the task, or the deliverable. They are responsible for getting the work done or making the decision. So what is the responsible means? It is to responsible for getting the work done. One thing to complete the task, complete the activity, or making the decision, or the person who is taking the decision, just like a PM, a project manager. Now he is responsible to do a work. Also, he has the power of making a decision of that particular thing. Okay, it can be sometimes be more than one person, but try to minimize the amount of people involved. Now, when we are giving a responsibility, just like initially when we are making a RACI structured, in that one we are not including each and every task and activity. We are not including each and every member in there. It is just like as minimize as possible, because if you are giving a lots of responsibility to the lots of people, then it is not accountable, because we are making a number of teams, we are making the number of the team members, and again each and every team members we are giving a small responsibility. Then because of that one, it will be the complicated, and many times you will not get a success from it. So we try to keep as minimum as it means whatever be the major task which is related to the project, we are giving that responsibility only. Okay. Second one, accountable. Now, what is mean by accountable? It is owning the task. What is that? This person or the role is responsible for overall completion of the task or deliverable. Now, who is the accountable? Just like a project manager is the accountable person, because though as he selected the team, now it is his responsibility, his accountability to check whether the task is complete or not within a given planning, as per the planning. Okay. They won't get the work done, but are responsible for making sure it's finalized. Just like when I am saying accountable, who is the person is the accountable? The owner is the accountable, yes, we can say, because he has to take a follow up of it. The PM is the responsible if it is a construction team, okay, the construction of the building. Then as we take a team member, a manager from the civil department, now that person is responsible, that person is accountable to completion of the task. He himself is not directly involved to completion of the task. Just like a manager is not go into that site and say yes, you have to complete the build, you have to complete this task, complete the construction. No, but yes, he is accountable because his team is working there, and he has to take a follow up of him that work. And for that one, definitely it is very important that to be accountable. Now when we are making a chart, we say that the manager from the civil department, a accountable, where it is for the construction of the building. So if you make a matrix, then that time you say that yes, this is the manager and he is the accountable for this activity, to construction of the building, to completion of that task. Ideally this should be one person rather than a group, avoid a confusion. Okay, same thing again, we have to try to minimize the team members and only the one or two persons to be accountable. Otherwise, if many people are accountable, then again it is not possible for us to take action on them, because we are distributing each and everything, and now it is not difficult to the owner or to the project manager to whom he is accountable, or who is taking the responsibility, and who is be the person who is responsible for completion and not completion of the task. So we make a team, but not that much. Consultant, it means assisting. Now this is the person, role, or a group. It may be the person, it may be the role, or it may be the group. Okay, when we are structuring that one. So will be provide information useful to the completing the task or deliverable. Just like as I said, say the manager from the civil department, he is the responsible, accountable for the construction of the building. Now whom he is assisting? He is assisting with the project manager. He is assisting to the owner. So he give the each and every information of the this one to the owner, to the project manager. Okay, so that whether the work is completed or not, so he is consulting to them. There will be the two-way communication between those responsible and those are consulted. It means there is a continuous communication between this civil manager, the manager from the civil department, to the project manager and to the owner, because he is his team is working in that to completion of the task. And for that one, though the team member are responsible, they are accountable, but yes, this is the person who is to inform each and everything related to the construction of the building to the PM and to the project, sorry, to the owner. Okay. Now the inform, that is keeping aware. This is the people who or the group of will be kept up to date on the task or the deliverables. So they are the peoples or the group or team members. They are always keeping the updates of the project as per the planning, whether project is going on or not, where are the difficulties, what are the difficulties, are they solve the difficulties. So each and every information they keep it. Okay. This could be the on the progress or when the task is deliverable is completed. So as I said, either when the project is executing that time, they always cross check, they take the information of the completion of the each and every task, okay, and the problems related to that one, and the sorting of the problems from that one, and after the completion of the project again they have to give the information. They won't be a task asked to feedback or review, but they can be affected by the outcome of the task deliverables. There should be one-way communication to those roles or groups. Now this is a one-way communication. It means the person, just like say the again I would like to give the example of the manager. Now when if he is the informer, he is to give the information to the owner. Now that is only the one-way communication. The owner never asks him about why it is not completed. For that one, the person who is responsible, that person to be asked why it is not completed. But this person is only to give the information to the top management. Okay. So in the RACS structure, we are always try to get the things so that uh, it can be make a chart, and from that one we can easily understood who is the person or the group of the people are responsible to completion of the task, and from that one we can easily know the person about accountability. We can do it, we can consult about it and inform it. Now from this chart you can easily understood the RACI structure. What is this RACI structure? Okay, RACI structure. So what is this? R is responsible, A is accountable, C is a consulted, and I is a informed. Now take an example that there is one project, okay, and the team member is a project manager, a consultant, architect, contractor, and the client. Okay, the client we can say it is the owner. Now what are the tasks? Activities. Define the functional and the aesthetic needs, assess the risk, define the performance requirement, create a design, execute the construction, approve the construction work. Now on this side, on the row, you see the project manager is there, consultant is there, architecture is there, contractor is there, and client is there. And these are the particular tasks. Now when if you see this row and this column, now you take the one. I am taking the I. I is what? It is inform. Now to define the functional and aesthetic needs, what is the role of project manager? Is to inform to the people, to the team. The team to be informed. He is not doing anything, but yes, he is to just to informing the things. Consultant, when you are doing the define the functional and what is the role of this consultant, it is again the information. We are giving the information to them, him. What is the role of architecture? Now here, the role of architecture in the defining the function is C, consulted. Okay. What is the contractor role? He is just giving the information. What is the role of client? Is R. R is what? A responsible. He is the person is the responsible for defining the functional and aesthetic needs. If you take the example of create design. Now A is the accountable. Who is the accountable? The project manager is the accountable. What is the role of consultant? The role of consultant is the consultant to consult in the create designing. Okay, I'm talking about a create design. This is what a activity. Now, what is the role of project manager in the create designing? It is to accountable. What is the role of consultant for the create designing? It is to consult. What is the role of architecture in the creative design? It is the R. R is the responsible, means this person, architecture or the person or the team members are doing a work, executing that part. So that's why it is mentioned the R, responsible. Now, does the project manager is responsible? No, but yes, he is accountable. Now he has to take a watch and take the concern from that one. Similarly, what is the use of contractor? Now the contractor is to in the creative designing to inform. It means he just give the information about a designing and accordingly he has to work. Now each and everything is not given, means the contractor is not a responsible for creating a designing. If there is something wrong in designing, Then does the contractor is responsible? Can I take this person as a granted to the account, the responsible? No, because he is a contractor and he has to just inform. Now, who is the person? We have to take this one, the architecture. Who is the responsible for the designing or the creator designing? Now, what is the role of the client? The role of client is to consult. He has to just give the information about it and just take the follow up of it. That is the role. Okay. Similarly, if you say the activities approve the construction work. Now, who is approve the construction work? Now, what is the role of project manager here? It is to inform. The detail about the designing and approval is given. But does he is the responsible for that one? Definitely not, because he don't know anything. If he is not from the civil department, then how he can say that the construction and everything is okay, the map is okay. Consultant, again he is not responsible because he is given the consultancy. Yes, this is the type of the designing that you have to work it. Architecture, then it is a consultant. Contractor, it is to consult it. R, a client is the responsible. Means once you give the approval, then who is the responsible? The person, the client is the responsible. Okay, it means these are the people are in the execution part, but yes, he is to give the approval of that project. He is to give the approval for the construction of the work. Now, who is the responsible person? That is the person is responsible. Okay, so here we can like this one. This is a small matrix, but in a process industry or any project, it will be the big one. And there are the number of activities are given, and there are the number of people are there. Even in the next slide, we will see about it. Okay, but yes, this is called RACI structure: a responsible, accountable, consult, and the information. Now, from the another table, we can again understood the concept about the responsibility matrix. Now, what do you mean by responsibility matrix? Let's see. So, this is the another table. We have here we are elaborating the part. Okay. In the previous one, we look out about the RACI. Now, here just see what are the things A, B, C, D. This is the nomenclature. Okay. These are the nomenclature. A stands for the primary ownership. B is the secondary ownership. C is stand for the initiating phase, D is the planning phase, E is the implementing, F is the controlling, G is the monitoring, H is for closing, I is the approving, J is the reporting, and L is for the assigning. Okay. Now, roles and the responsibility legend. So, this is the one key. Okay. So, we say that C is nothing but the initiating. Now, what is the role of the people or the team members in the initiating phase? It means the activity. Now, we should know what are the activities going on in the initiation phase. Does the contractor is in the initiating phase? Means again we have to check it because each and everything we are not disclosed to the people, the team members. Maybe there are the 100 number of peoples are working in our project. Now, each and every task we are not disclosed to the 100 people. Only we are disclosing the part which is related to the team, which is related to that people. Otherwise, what happened? It may be the open and it may have harming the project. Or again, there may be the delay of it because the person who doesn't know anything about it, why we are talking about that one, and why that person we are taking in that part or responsibility chart. Okay, so let's see. With the help of the table, we can easily understood it. The table is roles and responsibility matrix. So just like in the previous one, that is the simple one. Okay. In that one, we have just talk about the responsibility consultant, the information and all. Now here with this table, we can easily understood what is the roles and the responsibility of the person and what are the tasks. Yes. So this is the team member, a project sponsor, project manager, project control office, project track load. Okay, these are the people or the team which is involved in a project. And these roles are mentioned the activities, a project processes, project scope, WBS definition, project scheduling, architect, resources, project tasks, project status, archiving, then the external communication, internal communication, scheduling, then there is a desktop supports, work environment and all. Now let's see these are the main activities involved in the project. Now, yes, with the help of this one, we try to check it. Now, first, as we know, the one person that is a project manager. Yes. Now, what is the role and the responsibility of the manager, and where he is directly involved in it? Now, for example, let's take the project manager. It is CDF in this activity. Which activity? Project processes. Now, this project processes is C means initiating, D is planning, and F is the controlling. It means in the project process task, the role of project manager is the in the initiation phase, whatever be the task which is going on in initiating. In the planning phase, he is a responsible in the planning, and F is to controlling the project. The previous one we are talking about another thing in the matrix. Okay, RACS structuring we are talking. Now this is given the roles and responsibility in the particular. Now this is the generalized one. That one it will give the a systematic that yes he is the person or he is the team. Okay. Now in this case we say that the project manager CDF projects processes in that one he is the person is the responsible. Now let's see another one. In the architect, does the project manager have the responsibility or the activity or the role? No, nothing. Because in architecture, some other person, just like here it is mentioned, a project track lead, phase team lead is a responsible and they're having a certain responsibilities and the tasks. Fine. So we can just make this structuring like this one. And even if you say talk about technical analyst. Now, what is the role of technical analyst in project processes? Nothing. D is there. Means the planning. In the planning phase and the project scope, this is the activity. And in the planning phase, this is the technical person. Team members are there. Here is no work in the WBS definition when we are making a WBS structuring. Now, does any role of the project technical analyst? Nothing. But what is the role of project manager? Yes, he is there. He is there in the initiation phase, in the planning phase, as well as in the J is stands for the reporting phase. The person is the project manager is there. Okay. So like this one, the people or the team members, and this is the number of responsibilities or the number of tasks, and from that one we can easily define. Okay, and this is the matrix is again it is very helpful for to knowing the team members who is working and in what activities they are doing, and from that one we can easily take the information about the whether the projecting completion or not, the problems related to that phase and all. Okay, so this will very helpful to the owner, and he is only catch that person who is being responsible for the things. Okay, so this is all about the project matter.